Hello, hello, hello. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Anissa, and I'm with Stampin' with Anissa, and I come on every Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to show you projects using Stampin' Up! Product. And tonight, I am going to be featuring or focusing on, where did I put it? Is this, oh, there it is. The Spring Blessings. So, right here. I don't know if you can see it. Well, I'll show it to you in a little bit. Anyways, um, usually I make my project simple using only stamp paper and ink. There are times where I want to be a little spicy and do something a little bit more complicated, but for the most part, I make it simple. Um, I I made 3 cards using the stamp set, and I will feature just one of them. But if you purchase $35 or more of Stampin' Up! Product and then using the host code that you see here, then I will go ahead and give you the material for all 3 of those cards that I'm about to show you. And minus the stamp set, but you could always replace it with a stamp set that you already have, or you could add it to your order. It's that simple. So, um, but before I go any further and show you the project, if you press subscribe, you'll get notified for when I come on live. And if this is you're watching a replay, fantastic. Comment and let me know how this all is. If you like the material, if you like the content, give me a thumbs up. That always helps me too. So without further ado, let's begin. So I'm going to go ahead and switch it now down to my hands here. Great. Okay. So here is the stamp set that I talked about. And, I just realized tonight is the Oscars. Yeah. So if you guys are watching the Oscars, I'm sure you're watching the Oscars. Great. I'll be here for you for the replays. Watch me when you can. Okay. So this is the stamp set that I use. I love it. I kind of figured that I would use it since spring is around the corner. And I know it's not an Easter one, but I guess it's sort of close, right? Here is, so here is, or here are the 3 cards that I made using that stamp set. So here's one, right? Really pretty. I did a lot of watercoloring on these cards. So here's one. I don't know if you could see it. It's really pretty. And then this is stuck up with emotional with dimensionals. I open this up this way, and you see this sort of like little door that opens up to where you write. You could write here too if you wanted to. I did watercoloring here, but I love this card. This is a great card. And then the other one that I made, it was this one. I don't know if you can see it, but the sentiment says thank you. And this is like a belly band. To take this off, and you open it up, and you have, I don't know if you can see it, but this is just little grass. Right? That's what I did there. But so put this in here, put this back. Great. And then the other one I made is this. These are those paper lanterns that people do, and you light it up, and usually like that you make a wish, and it floats away. And this is a sentiment also. All these sentiments are from the spring blessing um, stamp set, and you open it up, and here you go. This is where you go ahead and sign it. But anyways, I love these cards. I hope you love them too. So tonight I am making, though, this one right here. Okay. And let's see here. So I love this card. It's really pretty. It's sort of, I like the navy blue. I actually am a fan of navy blue, but really am. Okay. let's start off. This is an 11 by 4 1/4 knife. What I did is I took 8.5 by 11 and I cut it in the middle. I scored it by accident in the middle, but it's okay. We're still going to use this. We are going to score it at 2 inches on one side. We're going to score it on 2 inches on one side. Okay. And then 3.5 on the other side. There we go. Okay. Move this out of the way. Now, take your bone folder, or you could just fold it by yourself with your hands, just like this. That's great. Bone folders help with the furnishing of it. Gives it a cleaner edge, right? Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we are going to take so this is hold on one second. Yeah, so this is 3.5 by 4.5. Okay, and this is just a vanilla cardstock here, and I am going to take the 3 by 4, which is the centerpiece right here, and we are going to do some blending. Okay, so this is the 3 by 4. I'm going to take, I have this. I have another little, but I use this a lot. Okay, I got this off of Amazon. I don't know. Is this the right side? Yeah, got this off of Amazon. And what I'm going to do is take my little blending brush. This is Night of Navy. I label each one, and I only use that brush, that color paint with that brush. Just keeps it simple, right? I don't do it to too many colors. So, okay. So what I do is I take my little blending brush and I put it in on my pad, and I start from the outside and I just work it in. I work the color in, and I go in circles, right? And do it again. Yeah, I totally forgot that it was that it's the Oscars night. My husband's watching it right now. You know, it's been great now that things have been opening up more and we're able to watch movies more. So I watched Avatar. Oh my God, that was such a long movie. But you know what? That's actually my most favorite movie. That is actually, Age of Adeline is my most favorite, and then actually the second Avatar. Not so much the first one, it was okay. But I really loved the second one. And if you don't know, I love to swim. I swim laps. I'm a fitness swimmer, right? I used to do triathlons. I don't do them anymore. And nothing big, not like a, one of those Olympic triathlons or any. I did sprints, which means they're the shorter ones. But I love doing it. I like to challenge myself physically. And it just takes a lot of training, right? Just a lot of training. Anyways, so did that, and now I just swim to meditate. And I like the pace that I take. It's pretty slow. There are times where I feel like, okay, let's step it up, and I go a little faster. But other than that, I'm pretty good. Anyways, I love water, and that second Avatar is all about water, and just the details of I don't know, it was great. I loved it. So if you get an opportunity to watch it, do so. My husband's going to wait until they offer it so you could watch it at home, because he can't sit there forever, right? Okay. So I just kept on swirling the paint in, and notice how it gets darker and darker. I love it. I love that. It looks so it's just, I used watercolor paper, and that's also sold by Stampin' Up. Let's see, and I used crushed curry for this. Okay, so you know how when it gets dark, all of a sudden it starts getting a little yellowish on the bottom. Oh, you can't really see, so let me move this over. See how it gets a little yellowish there on the bottom? Well, I did that by using crushed curry, and here's my brush for that. Let me put this away. Actually, I'm going to be using the Night of Navy again, so I won't put it away yet. But I do need to clean up a little bit because, whoopsies, because look at that. Yeah, I'll just clean it up just a bit. Okay. I'll wipe it up. Okay. Very good. And I'm going to take this crushed curry, do this, and do the same thing on the bottom, right? And I'm just going to blend it in. Blend it in. This is, you know, I think, ooh, I almost put this in the crushed curry. I started to do this stamping and join Stampin' Up because I have a pretty stressful job, right? And I think my kids were gone, had nothing else to do, and I felt that I needed a hobby. And then I found this, and this has really helped me. I really love it. I love the women that I have met. Okay, so that's pretty much it. By blending those two colors together, and I ended up with, we could use, great. Oh, anyways, so that's that. But we will use this one right here. I'm going to move this off to the side. And I don't know, but this is, I don't know if you've seen it, but it's advertised in our, you can't really tell. Let me see. I can't, so this holds, if you could see, well, this is the top part of it. It holds my blending brushes. I think they're made for both the small ones and the big ones, but I love it. And it's really helpful, and I stick it here off to the side and use that. And let me see. Let me clean up a little bit. Yeah, see, it could be messy. When you do, you just need to be able to have wipies. Okay, we'll put this off to the side. And I need to drink water. Okay, so now we take this vanilla piece, which is 3.5 by 4.5, and then this one right here, which is watercolor paper that I blended the Night of Navy and crushed curry, and that's a 3 by 4, and I'm going to go ahead and just glue it on. Anyways, so yeah, I'm a swimmer, and Avatar is just, that is my most favorite movie. There's a lot of good movies out. I've watched, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Watched that the other day. You know, it was good. I liked it, but I fell asleep. I always fall asleep during movies. It's horrible. Really bad. Really, really bad. So I just glued that on. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to take oops, I'm going to take watercolor paper, and we are going to take StazOn. And the reason why I'm picking StazOn is because it won't smear when we do the watercoloring for the lanterns. Okay, so I'm going to take a block and put the little lantern on, and I go tap, tap, tap. We're going to put it right here. Okay. I don't know if you could see it, but it's right there. And hold on one second. Let me put this off to the side. Now I'm going to take my water brush. Now there are these water brushes. This is the newer ones, right? Okay, I will try this one. I'm more of a fan of the older ones, so I tend to use, here are my older ones. These are the older Stampin' Up! Water pens, and I use those most of the time. And here are the newer ones. Let's see what it looks like. I tried it with some other stuff, and I don't know. I'm not too hot. Oh, here. Actually, I think this is the other. Let me see. Let me try the smaller one. So here is the smaller one. I will try this. I'm not a fan of these. At least, I mean, I like the older ones better. The older. Yeah, see? I know. I'm not a fan of this. Okay, so, well, hello. I'm going to use the older ones, okay, just because I like them and I work better with them. So what you can do, I love to watercolor, so a lot of times I will dip my brush in there and then sort of run the water here inside the lid, and then I will go ahead, make sure the water's coming out. You have to squeeze it if you go. There you go. And then you go ahead and you paint. I really love watercolors, and make sure you can do watercoloring on the regular cardstock, but it starts to do something funny to the paper. It makes it, like, I don't know, rise up and look a little funny, sometimes pill up, some of the paper just reacts to the water, but with the watercolor paper it doesn't. So anyways, I take the So Saffron, right, and I dilute it a bunch, and then I come off with it like a nice hue. And I don't know if you've ever seen this, but in the evening, sometimes they do it in Utah or something, or I don't know, I guess it could happen anywhere. And everybody takes these paper lanterns and they put a candle inside, and it just starts to float, and it's beautiful in the night sky, and it's just a beautiful thing. So this is the light that's coming off of the candle, and now I'm just going to make it a little bit darker for the shadowing in certain areas. So I'll dip without putting any water in, and I'll just sort of shade. And that's one thing about shading. I usually just follow the lines, really. I just follow the lines like this. And just to give it some depth, I guess, right? So I'm taking So Saffron and creating that little bit of depth, right? Okay, so after I do that, I'm going to color that section. I'm saying that it's metal, but it's probably not. And I'm going to use my dark gray granite, I'll use the brush for this little metal piece. So there you go. Now, once I get that all dried up, right, ready to go, then what I do is I cut them out. And as you can tell, I have 6. And guess what? I have 6. I cut 6 ahead of time, right? And before I start putting anything on, I'm going to take the same, let's go and do, before I start sticking them on, I think I'm going to do the sentiment really quick. So I'm going to take some paper. This is also vanilla, okay? And I'm going to take the sentiment and put it on a block. And the sentiment says, oh, I just realized I did not use a sentiment from Spring Blessings. I actually loved, where is it? Oh, here it is. Something Fancy. Yeah. This is Something Fancy, and I used Grateful for the Everyday Magic of You, right? I think that's so appropriate for this card. So, yeah. This is it right here. I'm going to put it on this block. And I'm going to take my Knight of Navy and put this here. Tap, 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 tap. Okay. And I'm going to put it very gently on this vanilla cardstock. There we go. Voila. Looks good. Okay. I'm going to let that dry a little bit. And I'm going to put this off to the side. I'm going to go ahead and take my paper snips and I'm going to cut this out. All I did was I fussy cutted, but not really fussy cutted. I am not a fan of fussy cutting. I just am not. I try to, because I know a lot of times it's just on how you think of it, but I'm just not good at it. I do my best. Some people are better at it at times. But when I have to do it, I have to do it. And in this case, I have to do it. So I'm doing it. And I'm just gonna, what I'm doing is I'm just tracing, not all of the, just going around and let's see, cutting around the sentiment. And come over here. Now go back up. Sorry, I'm quiet because I have to concentrate. Ta-da! Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to take some dimensionals now that it's dry. I'll put it on the back side. I would put 3 in this case, right? Got some part sticking out here. Take this off. And this off. Whoops. Dang dimensional backings. Okay. We are gonna, okay, if you can only see what's happening behind the scenes, I'm like dropping things left and right back here. It's horrible. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put it right here. Beautiful. Okay, now I'm gonna take these little lanterns and I'm gonna put, I'm just gonna do one for each one. And I'm going to stick them. I'm going to match the pattern that's on. I really liked how I I really liked how I positioned those paper lanterns. Put this one here. And if you could tell, I had made a mistake, so I flipped the watercolor paper around and start all over, so you'll see some of the stamps. You know, anytime that you can reuse paper to save money, I mean, do it, right? Okay, I'm going to put this one there. And I'll put this one here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and stick this on my card. We'll put we scored it at, I think that was 3.5 and this is 2. So I'll just go ahead and put this on. I will use glue because, as you know, glue is very forgiving. So I'm not completely, okay, that's weird. Come on. Oh, whoa, that was the first time that's ever happened. I guess you have to have the other side glued. Maybe it creates some kind of pressure so that the glue comes out. I don't know. Anyways, let's put this there. I love this card. So pretty. Oopsies, I totally forgot. So I glued it shut, but I shouldn't have. Anyways, we're going to continue on. I'm going to go ahead and put this underneath so it doesn't. Ah! Today is just not good. I don't want it to. Okay, let's see. I know. We're going to take this and we're going to put this underneath. There you go. So it won't stick. Okay. I put glue for the whole thing when it should have only been the top part so that it opens up like this. What a nut I am. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put dimensionals on. Whoopsies, I put the dimensionals for that. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put one on here and one on here. And I'm going to take this. Okay, and I'm going to put it right here. Sort of putting it sort of off of the, you know. There you go. You can put it wherever you want. I just did it this way and love it. I love this card so much. Okay, I'm going to open it up. Okay, take this off. I got glue everywhere. Now I'm going to take the inside, which is 5 1/4 by 4. And I'm going to go ahead and put glue. And I'm going to put glue on this because, see, I don't want... Okay. Put this here like so. Looks good. And now I'm going to take the little corner, which is right here. Okay. I'm going to take Night of Navy. Now, all we did was just use paper, ink, right, and a stamp set. This is great. Pretty. Oh, I hate that. I hate when that happens. Well, you know, today is just not going very well. So you know how I would fix this? I don't know if you can see it, but it's blurred. What I would do is I just put another one on top. I'd cut another vanilla and put it on top, and that's what I would do. So anyways, let's get this. So voila, there you go. That is the card that I made using the spring blessings. So pretty. So here are the rest of the cards. And like I said, if you decide that you want to get the materials to create these cards, I would love it. You just need to purchase $35 of Stampin' Up! Product using that host code, and I will go ahead and send you the materials to create each one of these cards as well as the instructions, right? And when you do that, oh, and it will not come stamped. So if you have a stamp set you'd like to use in place of Spring Blessings, fantastic. And if not, then, you know, by all means, you could add the stamp set to your order. It's that easy. Okay. So I will go ahead and leave you with this, and hopefully you get to watch my replay. I know the Oscars are on. What a night to be on tonight. But have a great evening, and if you give me a thumbs up, I really appreciate it, and subscribe to my YouTube channel to know when the next YouTube live is. Thank you so much, and have a great evening. Goodbye.